All right, sisters. I just wanted to say to everybody, first and foremost, peace be unto you. And thank you so much for joining me for this quick discussion about death cycles and the winter solstice. I keep seeing a lot of posts about December 21st, and we're going to level up and we're going to get powers and all of this here. And it's really, really beautiful to see people saying that. But here is the holdup. We might say out of our mouth that we want the level up. But in your heart and in your mind, if you don't truly believe that you're worthy of it, that the Spirit will grant you favor, that inner me that doesn't believe will become the enemy that blocks your blessings. This is the season of winter solstice. This is the season in most places throughout the world where nature herself goes into her death cycle. We don't see a lot of green things unless you're in the tropics. Now, see, I asked the Spirit to remove me from being subject to the cycles of nature. This is not in any way, shape, or form to disrespect nature, but to say that there's other forms of nature for me to experience. So the Spirit told me, after I expressed how I felt, expressed what I wanted, what I desired, the Spirit told me to head further and further south, to head to the Tropic of Cancer. So I moved myself out of the cold north, out of Boston, and into Barbados, where it's always summertime, even in the winter, where it's always green and lush and plentiful, where there's always new buds. We've got new flower buds growing right in front of my face right now as I'm standing here speaking to you. I'm looking at these flower buds, and it is December. If I was home in Boston, ain't no buds, ain't no leaves, ain't no green unless it's fake. When we come to the Spirit and we ask the Spirit for things and we don't really trust the Spirit, we don't really trust the process, we don't really believe that we're worthy of it, we don't believe that anything good will ever happen to us, it will not happen because nothing on this planet can supersede your free will. And even the God of the Christians, even in the Bible, what is heinous and evil is the stuff is that goes on in that faith and in that system. Even the God of the Bible does not, cannot, will not supersede your free will. Nothing can. Not me, not nothing. So if you, with your free will, your divine will, your solar plexus energy, decides to co-create with failure by your thoughts, by the hurt you harbor in your heart, guess what? You could do 95 treatments. It's not going to happen for you. I have a client. I got two cases I'm going to give you an example of. One, for the past 5 years, been telling the Spirit she want blessings and abundance. She want to move out of her mama's house. She want to get her own place. It's not happened yet. Another client disrespected everything the Spirit set out for her to do. Broke all the rules. And it ain't but two rules. Shut your mouth. Don't tell nobody what we do. And be honorable to your contract with the Spirit. She broke the rules, both. Had to atone for what she did because you must atone to come back right with the Spirit. Otherwise, basically, it's fuck you. She atoned. She's still atoning. She came back. She booked a mentorship session with me. She's starting to see the error of her ways. She's actively working on herself. She wallowed in victimhood for 6 months. But she's finally ready to stop being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And comes to me and says to me she wants to ask the spirits for mercy because what she did against the Spirit, against her contract, against the rules, was so heinous that the Spirit stripped her of everything. Her family put her out. Her friends won't talk to her. She ain't got nobody in her corner. She done fucked up so bad she couldn't even keep a job. That's how bad she messed up. And that's how much the Spirit said, oh, really? We're going to take everything we gave you. So she was stripped of favor. She was basically on the Spirit's hit list, so to speak. But she came here to me. She booked a mentorship session with me. I gave her good, sound advice and told her, this time, see, for 3 years, you've been disobedient willfully, trying to so-called compete with me and think that you can be disobedient to the Spirit and still be blessed. And they showed your ass what time it is. This time, listen, take heed, and realize the only person suffering for your foolery is you. Well, she listened to what I had to say. And guess what? While the client who pays attention to the rules doesn't run her mouth, doesn't say nothing to nobody, she doesn't run her mouth, she doesn't say anything to anybody, she doesn't dishonor her contracts, and she still ain't got what she's been asking for. But the dishonorable bitch got the apartment that she was asking for, albeit it's a room and a kitchenette, but she got her own digs. She's no longer living couch to post. Why? The client who doesn't break the rules also doesn't believe in herself as worthy of the blessings of the Spirit. But that arrogant ass bitch that could not obey two simple rules has always maintained the belief that she's worthy, even when she was unworthy. So when she came and she listened to what I told her, finally, and put all that power and energy that she has into not being self-destructive and combative, thinking that she's going against me, when really you can't do nothing to hurt me. I am not living your life. This is your life. So anything you sow, you will reap in your life. If I plant seeds in my garden, it's going to grow in my motherfucking garden, not yours. If I plant an orange tree, I'm going to grow an orange tree, not bananas. So whatever you plant, whatever you sow, whatever seeds you sow in your life is what will grow in your life. And if you choose to sow seeds of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, nothing ever works out for me, everything's always a struggle, it never happens good anyway, and when one thing good happens, 75 things bad happen. If that is the seeds that you're sowing, no wonder you live the life you live. Everything about the spirit journey is levels and worthiness. It is all about levels and worthiness and your belief in yourself. The all is the mind and the universe is mental. It is important that you get this lesson. So here's what I'm going to tell y'all to do. As we are in the death cycle, we're slowly but surely puttering forward to this winter solstice time where things must die so that new things can live, where things must be reborn. So even your favorite tree out in the yard right now, barren and stickly, come springtime, that baby got a new coat. It's been reborn. It's gone through the death cycle. It's shown itself worthy to come back to life, and it has. Some things don't come back in the spring, and others do. And that's what I want y'all to see for yourself. That's what I want y'all to focus on for yourself. How are we going to accomplish it? We're going to do dark spirit work on this, of course, because the work works. You're going to have to do what I did. And I did this in 2016, winter of 2016. I did what I'm telling you to do now. And now look at my life. I went to the spirit. I admitted to my fears, my doubts, my insecurities, feelings of unworthiness. And I asked the Holy Dark Mother to take that away from me and to replace it. And I gave her what I wanted those things replaced with, that I wanted a death to these things, and in its place, let this be reborn. Teach me the wisdom of the phoenix. I told the spirit, winter 2016 was my last winter. And I ain't been in winter since. And the spirit has honored that request since. It's been 3, almost 4 years, 4 winters, no winter. always in the tropics, always in a place where there's nothing but abundance. There is no death cycle. Not that way, anyhow. Not the way that I was experiencing it before. It's a new thing going on in my life now. And I'm very thankful for that. So this weekend, I am doing winter solstice blessings and rebirthing work. I highly recommend that all of you who are hearing this get signed up. Do not take this lightly. Don't play no games. Don't come over here thinking I'm going to do one treatment when really, I'm going to tell the spirit 4, but I'm going to only do one after the blessings come and I'm going to stop. You're going to fuck yourself up. This is the wrong time to pull that shit. So if that's your aim, don't even come over here signing up. Don't. Keep your money. I don't want to deal with you. But if you're going to keep current and consistent, let's do the work to rebirth you. Why not? The spirit is saying, I will do a new thing in you. So let that new thing be done. Work with it, not against it. We're coming into a new year. We're coming into a new energy. We're going where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside. But you can't go there with that old dead consciousness of yesteryear, with that old nothing gonna work out for me. I ain't worthy of it. Well, we'll see if it happens. I'm gonna do this work and ask the spirit for this, but I don't really want it. So I'm not gonna make any steps to go and get it. I'm gonna wait for it to drop out the sky and slap me in the face. That's not how this works. Again, if the least of you can go and get what she wants, why can't the best of you? There's a disconnect in your belief system. There's a disconnect in what you're doing with your divine free will and what you say you want versus what you're doing. They're not lining up. So there needs to be a giving over of the negative in your life, of the doubt, of the fear, of the insecurity, the negative, self-defeating, repetitive thoughts that cycle through your mind unchecked. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, check it. Get in that bitch face and cuss it out like you would any hoe in the streets trying you. You have to start standing up for yourself and you have to start honoring what you say out your mouth you want. Don't say it and then don't go get it. Doesn't make any sense. That's like getting engaged and then saying to the man, well, I know we're engaged, but we don't really need to be married. The ring is good enough. What's the point? It's like getting the offer for the job and saying, I'm just thankful to be chosen and don't take the job. What is the point? It's time to stop that crap. Nip it right in the bud, get it at the source, get it at the root, give it over to the Holy Mother and let her transform that into something greater for you. Because we can't do it on our own. You have no authority over your own curses. None of us. Not me, and I am the priestess. So certainly not you, who is not the priestess. There are priestesses higher than I can ever hope to reach, and it doesn't apply that way for them either. Nobody. Don't care who you are, Alistair freaking Crawley. Nobody. So it's time for change. It's time for shift. And I wanted to make sure that I share that with you all. Get signed up. I'm going today to get supplies. Let us not be delayed. And thank you, everybody, for listening. I really appreciate this because I don't know. I just got up this morning. It was just something in me that said, go and handle this. Go do this here. So I'm following that leading of the spirit.